Hello, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that don't know me, people call me No Way. It's actually a stage name that people had given me years ago in the time when I was a podcaster. So, everybody that knows me from those years, they called me No Way, and it just became a nickname that stuck. But you can call me Dave. That is my name. And as promised, I told you on the Facebook group of What's Up in Waterboro that I would let you know what's going on with this Charter Review Commission. Well, sadly, it got railroaded, just like I knew it was going to, and this is what happens when people don't get involved. We just went through an election in June, and we had 800 people, about 800 people show up to vote. So, of course, the bloated, endless government spending just grows and grows, and nobody stands up to it. And, of course, the election of the town council, and yes, we have a town council and a town manager. 8 years ago, when they were finalizing the Charter Commission as it's written right now today, the town charter as it's written today, they were told by the people they didn't want to change the form of government that we had. So what they did behind closed doors is they changed the form of government that we have. But they kept the titles in name only. So we no longer have a select board, we have a town council. And for those of us that know how governments and stuff work, you can see that this is exactly what we have. And how this is our select board used to meet once a week because they had all the town business that they had to attend to. Now, sadly, they no longer have that. And to give you an idea of the problems that's been going and plaguing Waterboro for decades, the good old boy system and, the buddy club, it seems funny that the town council willfully gave up 60-70% of their responsibilities and duties, but they kept the same pay. I mean, we're not going to cut our own pay. At the same time, they turned the dealings of the town over to one person. That person turned out to be a nightmare. Lies, deceptions, and he run rucksack right over this whole town. He didn't care. And I won't even justify him by giving his name. We need more participation. If you really care about your future and your children's future, we've already lost control of our federal government, our state government, and we don't have control over this corrupt town government. They will do what they want, when they want, how they want, and they will just openly lie to you. They have no problem with doing that. Now, in this Charter Commission, the problem is, here about 3 months ago, we were supposed to have a public hearing so we could get input from the public. And the problem is just like I knew it was happening and I knew it was going to happen. They take and oh, well, we put it on the town website. Well, many of the people in town today, they have no idea about the town website. Even if they go to the town website, it's like, well, where do you find it? Because that's how governments work. They don't make things easy for you to be informed. I was told, I said, well, you were going, how come you didn't put it in at least the reporter? Nope, it didn't show up in the reporter. And I was told by the town clerk, well, I won't use his name, but he's the head of the transfer station. Oh, well, they're handing out pamphlets. And, well, I go to the transfer station once a week to bring back my recyclables and throw away my household trash. And I didn't see any pamphlet. Oh, well, no, you have to go inside. So you see how that works? If you have no reason to go inside to the hut when you first drive in, then you weren't going to be informed of what was going on. So, but this is the ruse that they use constantly. Oh, well, we inform the people. Well, no, they don't inform the people. And the sad thing is what has happened in Waterboro is that over the years, the town council, the planning board, and other committees, when they hold a public hearing, your concerns are fully ignored. They go through the motions because they have to. That's state law. Now, your concerns fall on deaf ears. They always have. They're not going to listen to you. And if you start saying things that they don't like, you will have bullies that will verbally abuse you, like I've been verbally abused endlessly for the past 7 months. But I got broad shoulders. I can take it. And I got thick skin. And these people don't bother me in the slightest. Dwayne Woodson is a council member. And he's very belligerent. He's very nasty. He will intimidate you. He will mock you. And he will verbally assault you right to your face in these public hearings. And what they've done is they got what they wanted, is people to stop going. Oh, they're not listening to us anyway, and they're not going to talk to me. To heck with them, the way they're talking to me. And that was the whole goal. The whole goal was to get you not to show up. Not to get you informed and not to let you have your concerns heard. The planning board was one of the worst ones, right along with the town council. The good thing is maybe now the planning board will change a little, because the head of that, the chairperson of that, well, she was voted out as chair because the people wanted someone else. And in typical liberal fashion, she took her ball and went home. She resigned and left. But the planning board doesn't work for the town of Waterboro. It doesn't help and work for development of the citizens and stuff of Waterboro. I mean, it's right on the front. They say they are a business and family friendly community. Well, no, they're not. Take a look around town. For these millions of dollars over the past 10, 11 years, $500,000 more spending in the town every year. Have we gotten better roads? No. Have we gotten better services? No. They actually cut down the services. And herein lies the problem. They cut down services. We don't get better roads. We don't get better services, but we pay more and more and more and more and more. Where does that money go? Salaries. What if you went into your employer? I don't want to work Fridays anymore. And I want an $8,500 a year raise. What's that employer going to do? They're going to laugh you right out the door. But here in the town, they get it. Here you go. 80, can you imagine? Town clerk, $8,500 a year raise. Gets a Cadillac health care plan that just hers alone is about $25,000 a year. That buys a Cadillac health care plan that the rest of us can't have. Oh, but they can. Do you know that this town spends this year here, this fiscal year that we're coming into and going to go through right now, they're going to spend $541,000 on insurance, health insurance, for 22 employees. 22 people. Shoot, look at the fire department. They have over $800,000 in salaries for 11 people. So what's that tell you? And this is the problem. They willfully and knowingly violated the charter when they hired the fire chief to also be the town manager. The charter forbids that because the town manager needs to be, his time, his or her time, needs to be fully devoted 100% to the said job. But of course they don't care. And they'll give you excuses, just like I heard, and I was verbally insulted over and over and over again by the former planning board chair and her little master that sits beside her, by Dwayne Woodsum. Right now, as it is, the charter was railroaded. And how it was railroaded is when we're trying to discuss or bring up new topics and everything, what I have dubbed the squad. Town councilor, former planning board, school board member, and the town clerk. The town clerk, they demanded right off the bat, first thing, we're going to throw her right in his chair. So, of course, she just sat back and allowed them to do it. The former planning board and the town councilor, them two would sit right there and they would carry on and on and on and on and on, and they would bring up things that don't matter, and they would get very nasty and belligerent, and then they would eat up time, and then they'd cry, it's time to go home. We want to go home. That's it. Yeah, we're done for tonight. We're going home. The former school board member, she missed a lot, but she always seemed to show up when they wanted to vote on certain things. It was just like term limits. I asked you all, and I was surprised of how many of you wanted term limits. And when I brought it up, again, I was verbally attacked. One member, she was a newer member, and she even said when I first brought it up, she had mentioned, I want to talk to some people. Okay, we'll bring it up on the next meeting. She even admitted that people she talked to in town wanted term limits. But when it came right down to it a couple weeks ago, she goes, this is not the hill I'm willing to die on. While the town is being steamrolled in the valley, she doesn't want to die on the hill. Then after, we had a nice long discussion and talk out in the parking lot after the meeting was over, and come to find out she wasn't there. She wasn't even there, and she didn't become a member of the charter to let's work on what's best for the town. No, she had a vendetta against the land trust. And what she didn't realize is that the guy that's in charge of the land trust never showed. He basically, it seems to me like he joined just to eat up a vote. And another guy never showed. And then he just up and resigned. But of course, immediately Dwayne Woodson, and he gets his little sidekick there from the planning board. And no, 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 we don't need to go backwards, and we don't need to get new members. But of course it was the same thing. Needing new members, it's buried on the website, and they put one post on their Facebook page. Oh well, nobody showed up. See? So they say they're informing you, but they're not. Right now, as it sets, our next meeting is the 23rd of July. Their railroaded charter, town charter, is in the hands of, well, a person that doesn't work for you either. She's the town attorney. She is there clearly to protect the very corruption that has plagued this town hall for decades. I even brought things up to her, and she didn't want to hear it. Even though it's in the charter, who cares? Willful violations of the charter. Oh, use a recall. Well, that's not what the charter says. We're supposed to inquire to the select, or as they have it, the select board, the town council, for an inquiry into a willful violation of the charter. But when it's the town council that is violating the charter, and the person that they hired as town manager, which is also the fire chief, and a massive conflict of interest, who's the checks and balances? Right. Now, this was the proposed budget for this year that people just didn't show up to turn down. So, of course, it went through. It's buried in the town website. But as you see here, here's your town council. Here's your budget committee. And here's the town manager. How is there checks and balances? This is the first time I have ever seen this. All three entities, from the town manager, the town council, and the budget committee, all came up with the exact same proposal. Exact same numbers, exact same proposal. And of course, because people don't show up in June, it passes right through. They had members, select board member. They're running unopposed now because nobody wants to deal with how bad the town government has become. And that's a problem. If you want changes, you're going to have to get involved. Because our next meeting is next week on the 23rd. And they're going to want, if the town attorney is done reviewing the draft of the town charter, that there's no real changes anyway. None at all. They refused to even hear it. They just railroaded the whole thing for 8 months. Then they're going to want to hold a public hearing on July 30th. So when you look at how this is going to be, we'll be able to talk about it on the 23rd and say, yeah, we're going to have the public hearing next Tuesday. Now think about how this will work. They won't be able to put it in the reporter because it'll be too late for that week. It's not gonna. It's the deadline already, so it won't be in the reporter. They might put it in the Portland Press Herald. That's the only real, other newspaper and stuff around. And of course, it'll be buried in the town website. That's what they do. But yet they claim they inform you when they're not. They're doing everything not to inform you. They never seem to have any money to really inform people. Oh, we just don't have the money. That costs a lot of money. Yeah. But they always seem to come up with the money when IT director gets another $8,000-$9,000 a year salary. Other town employees get $8,000-$9,000 a year salaries, and Cadillac healthcare plans, and you pay for their pensions. They always seem to have money for their pet projects and for themselves, but they never seem to have money to inform the public. So this is how it works. So right now, and I will put a post again into What's Up in Waterboro to let you know if it is going to happen on July 30th or not. You really need to come. You really need, if the squad members that if they listen to you or not, get it on the record of what you want. And it's time to get involved. And it's time to, and I'm going to show you right here. This is where just the video archives of the Charter Commission meetings, review committee, commission meetings were and are. And if you want to know exactly what these people think of you, hear it from their own words. Look at this. Okay, here, what you want to do is, your laptop, computer, or I'm pretty sure a lot of you with your smartphones can do the same thing. You go to waterboro-maine.net right here. And you come up, here's your town website. Now, in Information Center, you hover over with your mouse, come down, come over here to Video Archives. In your Video Archives, look for Charter Review Commission Meeting Videos. And you click on that. And here you have all of the Charter Review Committee. It's also your Budget Committee is in there. But if you come down here and you load more, and you come down and you got both now, your Charter Review and your Budget. But December, the first few meetings wasn't being recorded or sent out. So it starts here on the 26th. But if you listen to what a few of these members, when you have a select board member, right up here in this charter, you got the select board member, the former planning board chair that was voted out by the other members, and that's a whole new different video or ball game, the town clerk, and a former school board. Now, we know what's going on in our schools. Some of you may agree, but I know millions in this country do not. But anyway, that gives you an idea of what's going on here. But with these four right here, sadly, the other three of us, we can't combat. 4 against 3 is how the vote will go. And these four are only there to protect the status quo. But it seems funny that this school board member, she doesn't show up all the time. And she seems to miss a lot unless, I'm pretty sure they communicate with each other of what's going on behind the scenes. And, but if you want to hear how these four talk about the citizens of Waterboro, don't take my word for it. Hear it from their own mouths. And you will see exactly how they insult you, belittle you. It's your own fault. They don't want to inform you. They have excuses a mile long of, oh, well, it's on the website, or, hey, well, we put it in the paper, the Portland Press Herald. That it doesn't always show up in the reporter. Now and then it does, but not everybody watches this stuff. And a lot of us, we've been fighting for mailers. And you'll hear it in here that, of course, the select board member, oh, just they throw it in the trash and nobody reads it and blah, blah. That's an excuse. That is an excuse. The goal is all government. They do not want you informed. They do not want you to be involved. They will all claim they want you to, but they don't. They make excuses and they hide the facts. As I said, you start here, and these say you got all your boards and committees, you got your departments, you got your information center. This is, your news and announcements and all this stuff. But you can find all your video archives right here. And like I said, a lot of people, I don't know if you know about the website, but this is the website. And you will hear in here, hear it from them. They will not deny, and they have not denied right along. We have a town council and a town manager, not a select board and a town administrator. I'll get into that probably in another video or even later on in this video, but this is how you find the stuff. So you don't have to take my word for how they think about you. Hear it from their own mouths. So there it is. That's where it is. You have to go to that website. Spend a little bit of time digging through. Go to this part, that part. Even this proposed budget's in there. I found it stored under the tax assessor in the finance department and stuff. And you have to find it that way. But I would say, watch a few of these meetings. See how I was verbally attacked constantly because I stood up for you. I spoke for you. But they attacked me. Well, they also insulted you. The citizens of Waterboro. You are nothing but a meal ticket to these people. If you choose to get involved, great. If not, you have nobody to complain about except for yourself. It's time to take the time to get involved. Get in there. Tell them what you want. And most of all, the way it's going right now, come November when this has to be ratified, no. Vote no. You're not going to tolerate this railroading and this self-serving government anymore. It's time to hold them accountable. It's time to say no more. I will have many updates from here until November. And I will continue to inform you of the truth. That's just all I can do. I just spent 8 months being verbally abused by other members, and all I was doing was fighting for you and standing up for you and your families and your right to be represented by the people who steal your money. And that's just what it is. Taxation is theft. And they have no problem spending other people's money as long as it doesn't affect them. So until the next update, be safe out there. Watch out for the crazies. And this is No Way Out.